Hello and welcome to another episode of Study of X. I am your host Tim, and this is a Jesus. Hold on, we're gonna recut that one.
No, we're keeping this one.
We're keeping
it.
Okay,
keep rolling.
I'm not done with this. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, sure. All right. Study of X is a podcast covering the Krakoan era of X-Men comics. With me, as always, is Chris.
Hello, and this is a wonderful opening because when this podcast episode comes out, if I did my math correctly, 3 days from the day that this comes out is our 2-year anniversary. Woo! We did it!
Yeah!
And Sergio.
2 years.
2 years.
Of excellence.
2 years of Krakoan excellence.
Excellence.
Yes. With an X, yes.
Yeah.
We have learned many things. That the X is superior than the Circle. Apocalypse is definitely a wife guy.
That I can still mess up this intro.
That's okay. Because you know what? We're all friends here. Everything is accepted on Krakoa.
It's a 2-year special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's special about it? We still have to talk about Benjamin Percy's comics, so I don't know. But we do get to talk about the X-Men vote. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That was definitely a very fun time.
Barely there today.
It's mostly just like it's less of announcing it as a concept and more like here are the people you can vote for as a reader.
Yes.
We get a 1-page ad basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird because most of this is going to be outside of the comics, but that's okay. I'm here to help you out. I have information, I have articles, I have things I can talk about.
Yeah, I'm
That's
very
fun.
very excited to talk about this. Want to go
I'm back in.
Want to go into X-Force?
Yes, we do have to start off with X-Force number 16, Into the Deep. This is picking up directly from the last issue we read in our last episode. So if you have not listened to that, definitely recommend it. So this one was released in January of 2021 and was written by Benjamin Percy. And we are opening back up here in the Healing Gardens of Krakoa, as Dr. Reyes and Beast are going to autopsy one of these weird plant zombie sailors.
I just shout out here, I like the way that we're depicting Beast just sitting. He's perched. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's something that he would do in the cartoon also sometimes, and he would swing using pipes on the ceiling or using his feet and just dangling upside down. I really like it when they do that.
But stuff went wrong last week. We got crazy plant thing.
Yeah, it seems like Krakoa shed some sort of tumor or cancerous mass of some kind into the ocean. It took over a whale, and that whale destroyed a massive U.S. carrier.
Yeah.
It was very unclear what was happening in the last episode. This is explained briefly here, but all I remember is a weird ball of goo rolling off into the ocean. But yeah, we are told here it's some sort of Krakoa emission.
Sort of. Dr. Reyes kind of speculates that mutants evolved from humans, so why not have something evolve from mutants? Its genes basically changed. It feels like just the way the story is written that it's supposed to represent some sort of negative cancer or negative growth.
Yeah.
But it was a negative growth. It went free, went a little nuts, and now we got zombie people showing up on the island. We show up kind of after our... We skip over a lot of the battle that I guess ensued here, and we're in the burning bodies phase of it.
I think that's very funny. Ending on a cliffhanger last episode, and then just
we gotta take care of.
Cutting back to burning some corpses.
Yeah, just wrapping it up. Rest in peace, Rufus. You will be missed.
I still can't believe they brought the dog back just to kill him.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Forgot about the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of discussion here about, is this another attack? Is this not? Everybody who's guessing correctly that this is not an attack and it is something else like an infection, have it right. Beast, of course, is extremely excited about this idea because that means bioweapons.
Yeah, this is Cecilia Reyes just has to keep being like, no, Beast. But yeah.
Stop it. Get the squirt bottle and just spray him every time he talks about doing some sort of war crime.
Yeah, but as he's looking through the microscope here, the plant just bursts through the lens of it and nearly like takes his eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It goes through the lenses in his glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. He almost could have died there. Again.
Yeah, but Reyes is like, no, don't knock that off. Just get the team together and like get rid of this thing. It's not good.
Yeah, you can play with it later, I guess. And then we are going to cut to one of our first data pages. This one is an intelligent report from Sage, basically summarizing a little bit of this. They're unclear if this is a piece of Krakoa or not, but it did drop off the island, and it's in a trench somewhere. We need to go and kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
This is a very Monster of the Week episode, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to describe what this is. There's a lot of monologuing that's going to come up that shows, I think, what Percy was trying to go for here. I don't think it really lands, but saying it's Monster of the Week, I think, is accurate.
This is really unlike X-Force as well. This feels like something that another team would probably take care of, because this isn't, again, like subterfuge, Black Ops kind of work. It's just go deal with the monster that showed up, and we know it's no one's fault, really.
Yeah, this almost feels like an issue of X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we remember those scuba suits from last week?
Hey, they're back.
Yep.
Yeah.
The ones that make you throw up.
Yeah, they make you throw up, but they prevent the bends, so it's good stuff.
Hey,
You can
I was going to say probably better, because the bends will kill you. Throwing up the weird, what did he call it? Fluorocarbons is okay. That's not going to kill you. It's just awful.
Yeah, the bends do not sound fun. No. But yeah, we're in a little diving room, I guess. I don't know what this is.
It's like a diving cave. It's really cool, honestly. It looks really pretty.
I had a moment where I was like, how are they right above the thing? Like that, they're on an island, and I was like, oh yeah, the island can move. So yeah,
yes,
you know what? Fair enough. Yeah.
I hope they just kind of went to Cypher and was like, hey, can you tell Krakoa to back up maybe like a couple 1,000 miles? We
just
drop
like
something.
Go to these coordinates specifically. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, this room looks sick though. Yeah. Like,
yeah, very cool, very relaxing. Not gonna stay that way. But Forge, Wolverine, and Kid Omega are here to prepare to go down. Forge has some cool weapons, including stuff that he can use underwater, like a flamethrower.
Yeah, underwater flamethrower. This is like an aliens mission.
Yeah, no, it's a fun one. And we even have our, romantic send-off as Sophie shows up to say goodbye to Quentin. Even though they did want to keep their relationship a secret, I mean, Sophie has watched him die about 3 times on these missions, so kind of makes sense that she's going to come by and, give him a goodbye kiss.
Yeah, so she gives him a kiss, Wolverine and Forge giggle, and we're off into the depths.
Yeah, they giggle like little schoolgirls and are like, hee hee.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a girlfriend.
Just they a little tee-heeing.
Mm-hmm. But they hop into the water, and I think one of my favorite moments from this entire comic is the fact that Wolverine sinks faster than the others because his bones are made of metal. Or covered in metal, I should say, which is very funny.
Yeah, I like the way it's depicted here. He's sinking like considerably quicker than everybody else. Forge is like, what are you going so fast for? And he's like, I'm heavy.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the art depiction here. The darkness getting heavier as they go lower is very cool.
Mm-hmm. Some really cool and creepy depictions of the deep sea. As Wolverine is going to say, at 8,600 feet is when he reaches the bottom and he finds the ship. There are definitely more dead sailors in there. The ship is wrecked. There's more plant zombies. And there is that really convenient ravine nearby, or the trench, as he calls it.
Yeah, it is a whole trench. It's like we're going deep here. Like this was in a trench that the ship sank in. But yeah, they find the dead bodies. There's real creepy stuff going out of them. They're looking real zombie. This is very like Yeah, like if it's not obvious how we're describing it, this is very horror movie-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You've got mollusks crawling out of people's mouths.
Yeah.
Yeah, just generally unsettling. And that's going to keep going forward too, because as Wolverine is over here by the trench, one of the zombies wakes up, tries to grab him, but he just kind of throws him over into the trench, where it is eaten by that whale that we saw initially run over with the zombie virus. And we get this really, really cool shot of Wolverine standing face to face with the eye of a whale.
Which to me gets immediately undone by the inevitable reference to the abyss staring back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of immediately falls apart, which is a bummer to me.
Whoever wrote it just couldn't resist.
I saw it.
This line in.
Of
course it would.
Wolverine just turning around and saying, "I saw a god," is very funny.
Wolverine, you have
that's all right.
You have fist fought Thor. You know actual gods. I can understand because yes, this is a massive eyeball that he's staring at from the darkness of the depths, but it's trying to be melodramatic when it just doesn't work.
Would you want to make eye contact with a whale?
No. I did see this really cool picture the other day somebody took. It was like a 4K image of a zoomed in like whale eye, and it was deeply unsettling. I actually looked at it and went like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Also, shout outs to this because I saw this and I immediately thought of Bloodborne. I hope whoever drew this also thought of Bloodborne because that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Looking at whale eyes right now, they're surprisingly, eye-like. I've never thought about
Yes.
how an eye would look in a whale.
Yeah, you wouldn't think about it. And it's the fact that it's so big, so you can just see all of the details when normally you can't. It's just there's something very unsettling about it.
Yeah,
I think it would still be cool to make eye contact with a whale. Not this one. But,
not this one. I do think it would be kind of cool, just creepy, knowing like this massive thing now sees me.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Like I don't want something that big knowing I exist.
Mm-hmm. Even if it is just a whale, the whale might look at me and just be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, they seem pretty chill, unless it's an orca, but those are less big. They're just, more dangerous.
Yes.
We do get that full page panel of the eye in front of Wolverine, and I think it looks sick.
Yeah, I was gonna mention, like, we're kind of glossing over it a little bit. This is a great page. Like,
it's very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're in the thick of it now. The fighting is starting. Kid Omega really doesn't want to die as he gets grabbed by a shark zombie and manages to kill it. Doesn't die right now.
Not just a shark zombie, but a hammerhead shark zombie. One of the cooler sharks.
That's true.
Yep.
But yeah, the battle be raging. There's a lot of fish.
So what weirds me out about this, besides Kid Omega's not that great monologue going on, the rest of these deep sea fish are not zombied. They're just fish. They're just weird.
Look, they're scary enough as is.
I
they
suppose
look mutated to me.
They do, but they are all lacking the the vines and everything that everything else has had so far.
Yeah, that's true. They all lack the visual signifier that we have been using for disinfection so far, but they do not look normal.
Yeah, they do look very skeletal, very thin. There's a lot of, fangs sticking out of mouths.
Yeah, very tendrils-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You don't like the Kid Omega speech about something rotten taking you over?
No, because I feel like I've heard it enough already in X-Force already, and it doesn't land at all. I get it. There's something evil hidden in everybody, and you got to be careful if it takes over.
I don't know. I really like this page turn to Wolverine telling him to stop.
I do like that. I like how it is self-aware enough to be like, okay, knock it off.
Yeah.
But then it keeps happening.
Well, not. I mean, yeah. Now we're just fighting. But yeah, it looks like they are being overwhelmed here by the fish, but before things get too rough, a lightning bolt shows up and strikes a bunch of them. And it's a angry Namor.
Woo, he's back. He showed up again after that first time where he said, Xavier, go away.
Yeah.
Oh, I had completely forgotten about that, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was the last time we saw him, where Xavier's like, hey, you want to join? And he's like, no.
Wait, didn't we saw him in that Giant Size X-Men issue as well? He was hanging out with Magneto.
Was he? Or oh, yes, he was. You are correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
he went on that underwater adventure.
Yeah.
You are correct. I forgot about that one too.
Yeah, they found a key.
They found a key, and it's a mystery. That's about
But
it.
yeah, we are in the ocean. This is Namor's realm. He is not pleased by what the heck is happening here.
No, not at all.
But yeah, he's like, what is going on? Explain yourselves. And Wolverine just says like, the island took a shit. We're trying to clean it up. And Namor just kind of points to the giant monster thing, and he's like, is this it?
And,
like, yeah,
and they're like,
yeah.
It's the same weird black rock, but now it's got 6 green eyes and it's got vines growing all over it and everything. It's clearly growing.
Yeah, Namor has in like a kind of little speech here as he looks at like the Cthulhu monster and just says, "Oh yeah, wants to claim me. Who would be the parasite? Who would be the host?" And then like just decides to kill it. Like,
yeah, more monologuing.
Yeah, he just says like, "All right, I got it. Go away." And they swim away as Namor just handles it. Like,
and then says, "Hey, don't come back. This is my kingdom. Don't take it."
Yeah, just go. Like, I'll handle it.
Which, if you think about it, I think even if X-Force didn't go down there, I think Namor would have handled it. So this really
probably
is more Monster of the Week.
Yeah, it's something they probably didn't need to resolve. It's probably good they're actually trying to clean up their own mess, but yeah, I agree. We kind of end off here with a big little text spread here from Wolverine, pretty much talking about seeing God. He brushed up against the Leviathan. It looked at me. He was a speck, meaningless speck in his eyes.
I felt smaller than I actually am because he is a very small man.
Yeah, and he's like, I wanted to kill it dead. Didn't work out that way, but it's nice to want things.
I guess so.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
That is the issue. I have to wonder whether there is a point being made here, one that I think Namor somewhat alludes to, regarding like the influence of Krakoa and the relationship between the mutants and the island.
Yeah.
And I feel like part of it is trying to complicate what we have mentioned a couple of times before regarding whether it is okay for mutants to just settle on Krakoa, given that it seemingly had no original like inhabitants.
Yeah.
But Namor is basically telling us you can't do that here because this is my kingdom and there's already animals here that I recognize as original inhabitants. So I think it's an interesting complication of the idea, but I don't think that it goes all the way there. So I wonder if it's like trying to build something up, or if it's just riffing on some themes that we've already spoken about.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if this comes back later down the line. It seems like Namor just handles it here, and we're just kind of done with the monster. But it does kind of feel like I don't know. The Wolverine monologue is very odd. It almost feels like there was a different ending for this originally.
Yeah, the X-Men issue that we read last episode also, where we were talking about Arakko's integration with the island. That's such a different place with such a different history that also complicates, right? Whether the way of thinking about the rights that mutants have to Krakoa as a place to live in applies the same for both islands in a way that, again, like further complicates the idea without tackling it head on. So I'm curious if we're going something with somewhere with that, because I do believe that there is some resonance between these two issues in that direction. But I don't know if there's anything like that's going to be, again, like tackled head on It
Yeah.
would be interesting because again, like Krakoa as like colonial fantasy concept is really interesting to me. But it's being mostly not spoken about so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an okay issue. Again, very Monster of the Week-ish, very unlike X-Force because again, there is no like enemy state in this, which is usually the one of the main aspects of an X-Force issue.
Yeah.
It does feel a lot like an X-Men story instead.
The closest
they
thing.
just wanted to.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah.
I felt the closest thing to it.
I was just going to say they just wanted to get Beast somewhere.
Yeah, no kidding. I felt the closest thing to an enemy state we get is like Atlantis with Namor here, but even then, it just feels so almost like an afterthought.
Yeah.
It's very thin.
I was going to say the closest maybe you could get is a subversion of what Percy has been doing, which is this is like a very, very not direct commentary on here is this new state that is very quickly sliding into, a police state. And then it sheds off this extra little bit that is also still evil and even more so. And it could just be like a commentary on that of like this evil state that has come about is now creating other offshoots of itself that are also bad, if not worse. But I also don't feel like that's what he was going for.
Yeah.
You could read it that way.
I do feel like lately after Ten of Swords, I don't know if it's just me, but I've noticed a lot of mentions regarding Krakoa as a drifting island, something that did not come up as much before. And I wonder if that's a direction that we're going as well, like something that they want to touch upon more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you were,
yeah.
Explaining this issue too, I did realize like how this issue is, whether like how I feel about it, really does depend on whether this comes back in any sort of meaningful way. If this is set up for something else that they're going to be moving into, then yeah, I'm going to look on this a little bit more positively. But if this is just by itself, then it's like, it's there.
Yeah. I do still really like the willingness with which new villains get introduced and new like threats get introduced. We have like at least 8 dangling threats from other possible enemies that we haven't really picked up back. But no, let's just introduce these water zombies.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of new villains,
I was just about to say that. You stole my segue.
Yeah, we want to talk about X-Men 17
Brutal.
here.
Yes, so for X-Men 17 Empty Nest, this one came out in January of 2021 and was written by Jonathan Hickman. I actually went and looked to see if there was anything else special about this. Maybe it was, we got this artist back, or this is a callback to something. No, this is just a standalone issue. There was nothing special about it. It just jumps into something very different.
Yeah, we're
This really feels both the previous issue and this one really feel like, hey, we just wanted to do an issue that had these sort of visuals or were set in this sort of setting, and that's all the excuse they really needed to write it. And I think that's fun that they're not like, again, married to a main plot thread or something like that. This really feels like an offshoot. That's really fun to explore.
Yeah. Remember in...
I do like seeing Storm in space.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
I agree.
This is true. That is a very good question.
Do you remember in Sword where they mentioned the global economy in space was collapsing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks like that's really, really bad.
Yeah. So yeah, tensions are high out in space. And
yes, and that is where we're opening in this very, gosh, I don't even know what era I would describe this as, 90s, 80s look of Marvel space. I'm looking at the spacecraft in particular.
I'd say 90s.
Yeah, it's a very specific look that they're going for here, and the artist that they got is Brett Booth, who was drawing in that era, so it fits. But as, they had just said, the galactic economy has collapsed. Chaos is in the air, and worst of all, the Empress of the Shi'ar Empire has disappeared. This is Xandra. This is Charles Xavier's daughter. Very important. And we get a message from Deathbird, who you remember from New Mutants, asking for Cyclops, Jean, and Storm if they can help try and find her.
Yeah. And yeah, off we go.
Yep. Nothing else is needed.
We got it looks like new looks here for Cyclops and Jean.
Yeah.
Yes. I couldn't find any.
They also look very 90s-ish.
Yeah,
Yes,
I agree.
Especially Jean. And I couldn't really find anything on this. I have a feeling Hickman did what he did with the giant size X-Men artist, which was draw them how you want.
Yeah. They are kind of actually similar looks. Both of them are like this like solid color, like full bodysuit with a X in a different color. That kind of just like goes over the body, just like down the arms, down the legs. Cyclops is like blue with the X being white, where Jean's is red with the X being like almost like a yellow.
Yeah, like a yellow gold.
Yeah. And Cyclops is back to the full head covering.
Yeah. No, very 90s, like you said. And Storm is in her traditional black outfit here with the cape.
Yeah.
Very good look for her. I like that look.
But yeah,
now that you mention it, I would believe this is a giant-sized X-Men issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does like have that feel to it.
Yeah, it does have that feel. I wonder if maybe this would have been one, and then it just kind of got moved around and then put here, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it honestly wouldn't surprise me. Even like the small blurb we get in the opening page with the cast says, you heard them, let's get on to the story.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like letting you know this is not connected to anything. You need zero context to enjoy this. Yeah.
Yeah, it is very, very
It's not going to move the board significantly.
Yeah. But yeah, we show up at the house of Smasher, and where Cannonball and Sunspot have been hanging out recently. We cut to Smasher says, "Okay, I'll just let the boys know," and we cut to a data page here of called Bobby and Sam Presents Home Alone 2.
just two of the boys hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a really fun conversation between the two of them. Sunspot asking where everybody went, and then he's sad he wasn't invited. But then, hey, you know what? We're best friends. It's okay. By the way, hang on, I have to call my banker because there's a fire sale going on.
It's just like, oh wow, the economy's crashing.
I can make a ton of money off of this.
Better buy the dip. Like,
yeah, never forget Sunspot is a dirty, dirty capitalist.
Yeah.
This is presented as a phone transcript, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a phone transcript or them just like having a one-on-one conversation with each other off screen, but
it feels weird to me that if they're talking like one-on-one, this is just not a series of panels.
Yeah.
Again, kind of going back to our giant-sized X-Men wonder, I wonder if those would have been panels if they had more pages.
Yeah.
I can see that, okay.
Yeah, because the giant sizes were bigger, so they had more room.
But yeah, I like this little conversation they have. I think it's very funny. Sunspot having a big, long paragraph where he ends with, "And when you talk, I promise to always listen, always," followed by Cannonball saying 5 words and then getting cut off by Sunspot is very funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's neat. I like seeing these characters interact. I find how Hickman writes these two to be very fun.
Yeah, I agree. Sunspot in particular always had a very loud, clear voice of who he is as a character when he was being written in New Mutants, and here that is back, but I get more of a look at Cannonball as a character too here.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so we're on the Imperial Palace where we're kind of getting a rundown of what the heck is going on.
Yeah, so it seems like Deathbird is keeping things pretty tight right now because Xandra was just kidnapped somehow and nobody really knows how or why. All of the staff have been brought in that were working that night. They have been psychically scanned already, but Jean is the best psychic there is, so why not have her give a look?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jean-
really, really nice panel here of Jean just kind of astral projecting herself through the crowd. And she talks about how she understands that telepathy is more of a thing in space and how you shouldn't be looking for that info. You should be looking for the lack of info. Because those who are trained against psychic intrusion know not to think about it.
Yeah, it's much less trying to look for the information that the mask is hiding and looking for a mask, I think is kind of how she kind of phrases it, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
but yeah, very quickly spots the person.
Mm-hmm.
Who blurts out deaf to Xandra, so yeah, I think he got him.
Yeah, Cyclops and Storm very quickly take care of that person. And it is revealed that that individual is a Stygian, who has a innate resistance to telepathy, and would probably explain how they got past all the other psychics.
Yeah.
So I did look into the Stygians. They're really not around. They're one of those leftovers from Space Marvel that got referenced maybe once or twice and then never came back. So they showed up in X-Men 107 in 1977. They've been in the Shi'ar Empire forever. They have a few named characters, like 3, but that's about it. We really get everything about them that you need to know in this comic here.
Yeah. And yeah, we get this guy. His name is and we. Sorry.
I was gonna say, he is a priest of the Stygian and is one of the coolest looking dudes I've seen in a minute.
Also, yeah, I think we're kind of spot on with the 90s comparison here because,
oh
boy.
Yeah, what is the Cosmic Marvel event I'm thinking of in the mid 2000s that happened, Tim? What was the big one with Black Bolt?
Was that
Is that
Annihilation?
Reign of Kings?
Oh, it might have been Reign of Kings, yeah.
For some reason, this reminds me of Reign of Kings. I don't know if they had an artist in that was similar, or if I'm just thinking of something else. But it's like this, it's just this very specific kind of shading using dark lines. Everything is very bright, and there's a lot of line work going on here.
Does anyone want to take a crack at describing what looks like here?
It's just shiny chrome.
Yeah, it's like
purple cloth everywhere. A purple abdomen that I think is bare, but shows like stars within it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool.
Yeah, and that's my favorite aspect about the Stygians, is they have this really cool look to their skin where it's shaded with purple, but then it has different colored, like, star dots in it. And it changes color depending on the panel, too.
Yeah.
I really like the chrome shoulder pads, like giant chrome shoulder pads.
Yeah,
it's really fun. The way it just shines and just glistens.
A different era that we don't see anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be better. I don't know if it used to be better, but it's very nostalgic. But yeah, here, very mad right now. The Shi'ar said, work for us and be rich. We'll give you money, you'll provide for your people. And now there is no money. The money has vanished, and the palace is here living cozy. Is upset that they're not seeing the riches anymore, and you know what? That's fair, man.
You know, not only is this guy partially correct here, but it's not even that they didn't get any money. It's also that go work on this planet that has extra gravity than you're used to. By the way, the economy has collapsed and we can't even feed your people anymore.
Yeah, like their people are starving. This is not good. So, yeah, I you know what? I can get why the Stygians might be a little upset.
Just a little bit. And, you know, other people are going to be noticing that too. But this guy is also going full force into it and says to Xandra, who is, I believe, gosh, I'm not even sure how old she is. She is described as a child throughout all of this. So she's not, I want to guess maybe like 14, 15 would be an age range. Not older than that, maybe younger.
Yeah, it feels right.
Yeah. Also, there's a way that talks that I just really like. It kind of like leaps out of the page almost. Just this very like zealot way of speaking, where it's like, yeah, this is a dude who it's very flowery.
He kind of reminds me of Apocalypse just a little.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, like one of the panels here is, do you see this weapon I hold, child? It is the great maul of Stygia, and with it I executed every member of our puppet Shi'ar government. Like, that goes hard.
Yeah,
my own
really
brother,
good.
my own blood tasted this metal, for I am justice for the people. I am Like, so yeah.
Yeah, no, really cool. This guy goes super hard, and I think he's super cool. It also helps that I do like where they're going at this from a story aspect too. So because they are going to be talking about, what a colonialist empire does in space when they are collapsing. Of course they don't care about anybody else.
Yeah, like we are struggling to take care of like our own. We can't really handle everything else. So, and yeah, that's gonna make some enemies. But yeah, so Jean, Storm, Smasher, and Cyclops arrive. We have managed to track them to the catacombs. The assassin apparently had a pretty strong anti-imperialist beat to him, so pretty easy to backtrack it here.
And again, Jean very quickly understands what's going on. As she says, after all, they clean up after the Shi'ar. They wash their clothes, they make their food. This has probably been a long time coming.
Yeah, they were waiting for their moment for this to happen.
And also, I think it says something too about the X-Men here, is no one's actually gonna comment on that aspect, that they are helping the Empire here squash a rebellion, basically, against their power.
Yeah, it's not really... It's almost something like, I would say, like, these three, and like, Smasher is working for the like actual government here specifically, yes. But this is very much like a mission where we're not really worried about that. We're kind of here as like we're doing politics.
Yeah, and even then, not all of them look at it that way. I think Jean kind of gets there. Storm gets the closest, I think, out of all of them. Yeah. But for the rest of them, we're coming to help a friend. Yeah. But that friend is also the empress of an entire dynasty.
Yeah.
So Smasher sets something up that we do not know what it is at the moment before we cut back to Xandra and as is very openly saying, hey, hold her, because we're going to make an example of this empress by killing her with the maul.
Yeah. Says, any last words? Xandra gives a speech here about how...
An incredible speech, by the way.
Yeah, pretty much just saying, like, no, this isn't really going to do much. It's going to make you a murderer. Stygia, here just says, like, yeah, you can't promise us hell. We're in it.
Again, goes hard at every single second he can.
Yeah.
But I do, again, want to shout out part of her speech here. It is long, but her ending line is super great. I'm like, damn, girl. So she ends this with, you think you are righteous, but this just makes you a murderer. So swing true, villain. We children care so very little for dying badly over sins we did not commit.
Yeah, Xandra's pretty much saying, like, I had nothing to do with this, I just got here.
Yeah, I do represent the throne, I understand that, but I am also a child, and everything that was done to, Ur's people was basically done by the people before her.
Yeah. But yeah, X-Men arrive, and we're blasting. Cyclops says we'll handle the rest before getting the maul to the back of the head.
And just knocked out for the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
He does like one laser blast, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, the says we are desperate people and are willing to die here. And yeah, Jean just comments like, "Oh, we gotta leave. Like, this is bad. We isn't really going our way." But Smashers just says like, no, we got it covered. We prepared something. And makes a phone call to Sam, but Bobby answers.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, can you wait? I have something else on the other line. I'm talking about Banker. There's a fire sale. Can this wait?
Yeah, we're talking about money. There's some lines here about X Corp diversifying, and they're just trying to buy everything, pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, Sam calls him out that's kind of gross, and Sunspot like, I'm paying for rent. You don't need to pay for rent for billions of dollars, but okay, keep going.
Yeah, they're sitting here just bickering. Smasher tells him to shut up. Tells Cannonball to hit the button, Kronk, and he does do that.
He do hit that button, and oh boy, does things happen.
Yeah. Storm's still doing some Storm stuff and tells him to stand down. But doesn't really matter too much as Smasher's call comes through and a bunch of other Smashers bust through the wall.
Woo! My favorite is the one with the handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
He's great.
That's the only one that looks really different, to be
Yes,
fair.
this is also fair. The others are just kind of generic guys and then two girls.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But it's just some other people that are trying to be the new Smasher, I guess. And yeah, we're throwing down. Makes a final desperate attempt to kill Zandra, but Storm blocks the hammer, and just like
very cool panel, by the way.
Yes,
where that hammer throw gets deflected.
Yeah, by Storm's hand.
Yeah, just lightning blast it, like almost like lightning shields it away, and then just like strikes him with a bolt of lightning. And,
have I ever mentioned that Storm is really cool?
Yeah,
she's so cool.
And that's the end of the fight.
Woo! And then we cut pretty far into the future here, and later as Zandra is back on her throne, we have Deathbird, Smasher, Sam, and Sunspot here, and everyone's like, hey, you know what? You're back. You're welcome.
I just absolute shout out to Cyclops rubbing the back of his head during all this.
Yeah, buddy. I'm sure that hurts.
Yeah.
Absolutely does not remember a thing.
No.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, we did it. Thumbs up.
But Zandra just trying to take a lesson here, learns her takeaway is in Winter and Iron Hand is never a good idea and wants to show some compassion. I'm
not gonna lie, her idea of compassion that she has learned here is very Game of Thrones, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. Deathbird is aware of her new... I'm not really sure what her and Sunspot's relationship is. She calls him her Inamorto.
They have a nice relationship on the side. They go for dinner and wine. And then after that, we can't say that on this podcast what happens, but they're happy.
Yeah. Friends with benefits here.
Mm-hmm.
But, she has volunteered his good fortune in this fire sale he had, the pennies on the dollar. Sunspot says, I'm not happy, but I'm happy, allegedly.
Oh, boy. Oh, Bobby.
We are sending home the good people of Stygia, and for he's gonna be punished, and he's gonna be made a diplomat.
Yep, he is the speaker for the Stygian people to the throne.
Yeah.
An absolutely terrible fate.
She says, to use Storm specifically, I owe you a debt, and you can collect it whenever.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that will never come up again.
Yeah, and that's the end of this little story here. Do we have any thoughts on this before we head to the X-Men election people?
Ooh, I do have thoughts, but Sergio, I'm very curious to know what you think.
Regarding the issue?
Yeah, the issue.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's pretty cool. I think this would be a fun one to show people who have read nothing of like the Krakoa era because this is not like touching on anything. So it's a really fun like standalone. This would be one that I would like share.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think this is actually a very good one to do. And, you know, if people ask like, oh, what about the space stuff? You'd be like, you really do just get everything you need right here. It's explained very well.
Yeah, you don't really need anything else. There's a lot of like early on where they mention like the space races.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, you're good.
Yeah. Solid issue. I like this one
It's
quite a
fun.
bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get a data page here about the X-Men election, and this is really just announcing these are the X-Men that you would have been able to vote for when this poll went live. You only had a weekend to vote. I'm kind of shocked how quick this was. But
yeah, something like 4 days.
Yes, it was extremely short.
Yeah. I did vote for this. Did you, Chris?
A little podcast lore. So the three of us are on another Discord together, and we do talk comics and have talked Krakoa comics there since this came out. I went back and looked because I couldn't remember who I voted for, and I didn't say anything. So I don't know if I did. I have a feeling I did vote, and I have a guess who I voted for.
Okay.
But I'm not 100%.
We will. Also, to be clear, there is only one mutant being chosen.
Yes.
This is the pick for the last spot on the team.
Yes.
So
that's actually a really good thing. So let me describe this for a little bit if you're just listening. So
yeah, and sorry, real quick. The other thing I want to be clear on is we do know most of the mutants that are on this list here.
Yes.
There are a couple of names that we have not seen though.
Yeah, and I'll break them down because it is only about 2 of them. So, but last issue of the X-Men, we got that little stinger at the end that there's going to be a fan vote for a member of the X-Men, and it's the first time it's ever happened in Marvel Comics. They've never done this for other teams or anything like that. This is a brand new thing.
It's kind of funny because it's kind of a no-brainer that this would happen.
And, you know, other comics have done it before. Famously, DC did it to decide whether a Robin should live or die. That was a fan vote.
Oh, yeah, Red Hood.
Yeah, Red Hood. That was a fan vote. So it's been done. It's just for some reason Marvel didn't do it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But for this one, it was a vote where you could vote between January 27th of 2021 to February 2nd of 2021. Like Tim said, that was over a weekend. It was only a couple of days. And the winner of the vote would be made into a member of the X-Men because the X-Men title would be relaunching in July under Gary Duggan. So Jonathan Hickman was going to stop writing the main X-Men book.
Yeah.
So that's where this is. And before I go any further, these are the choices.
And the other thing, so I want to know if you had voted on this, who you would have voted for, and also for you, Sergio, who do you think won this?
Yes, I am also curious. So think about that while I say who this is.
Yeah.
So we have 10 choices here. It is Banshee, Polaris, Forge, Boom Boom, Tempo, Cannonball, Sunspot, Strong Guy, who we have not met, Marrow, who we have not met, and Armor.
Have we met Tempo?
I thought we did briefly at some point. I thought she was mentioned. I might have been wrong.
I feel like we might have.
But it was brief.
I don't know. I think Tempo, Strong Guy, and Marrow are the ones that we haven't met.
So, before we go into, who we think, real quickly on the few that we don't know. So, Strong Guy, with a really great name of Guido Carosella. He's from New Mutants 29 from 1985. His parents were killed by a falling satellite, and then he was a longtime member of X Factor. He's been a bouncer for Leela Cheney. He's battled on even footing with Drax, and he had a weird little side thing where he became Lord of Hell when he killed Wolfbane's son. which is a whole other thing. But obviously, as his name suggests, he's very strong. He's like Shaw, and he can absorb kinetic energy, but if he does not release that kinetic energy in 90 seconds, he becomes permanently deformed. That's why, if you ever look at him, he's got a really big arm. It's why he's wearing glasses. It was early on in his X gene when he didn't realize he had to release the power, so he kind of permanently looks like that now. And then we have Marrow. This is Sarah Rushman or Sarah Kanucky. She has actually never confirmed her last name. She's from Cable number 15, 1994. She is a former member of the Morlocks, and she has been around a while, mostly as a villain in terrorist groups, like mutant terrorist groups. She joined Mikhail Rasputin's Gene Nation. She was part of the X-Cell. She has superhuman healing. She can control her bone growth, shape, and size to use as weapons or projectiles.
Yeah, I think she has been an X-Men before, actually.
She was very briefly, but for the most part, she was in like a villain role.
Yeah. Tempo here is Heather Tucker. She was under the... she was also typically like a villain. She was in the Mutant Liberation Front under Strife for a while in like early X-Force. Yeah, just mostly been a villain up until like Krakoa pretty much. But yeah, those are our 10 candidates here to vote for.
Mm-hmm. And before we reveal who, the two of us would have picked, Sergio, who would you have picked?
I feel like I would have picked... I probably would have picked Armor.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I like her. And I feel like she doesn't have much going on right now, so she could be in the team.
Yeah.
I feel like most everyone else that we've already seen have something going on. I wouldn't like it to be Cannonball or Sunspot because they are good together. They're already doing something.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Polaris is too important to like take everything and become an X-Men. Forge, again, would just be stuck in his lab. I don't see him doing a lot of like field work. So it would be kind of a waste of a slot. I would definitely go with Armor.
I think that's a really good pick, honestly.
Who do you think would have won? Or who do you think
Who do
won
I think
this?
actually won?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, maybe Sunspot?
Mm-hmm.
Either Sunspot or Armor, I think, has got chances. Feel like Polaris is the cool one out of this group. But again, I would rather see her do some other stuff. I feel like she has more stuff going on. I'm gonna go with Sunspot for who gets this.
Okay. A good guess, honestly. So Tim, who did you vote for?
I voted for I thought long and hard about this because I really think that if you're gonna put one of them on the team, it needs to be both of them. Like you got to have Sunspot and Cannonball together.
Mm-hmm,
but I went with my boy Sunspot.
Ooh, okay, not bad.
That was my vote there back in 2021.
A very good one.
I just like him. I think he's a fun character. I would like to see more of him. It's gonna have to leave Sam's apartment eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah. And what about you, Chris?
So I'm not 100%, but I think I would have been between Sunspot and Polaris as my vote.
I was at the time I was very much in like Sergio's position here, where I really didn't want Polaris to win because it's like, no, I like her in X Factor. That's good.
Yeah, and I think when this first vote came out, I wasn't thinking of it in that way. I was more thinking like, oh, who would I want on the X-Men, you know?
Yeah. I think actually like... Sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I'm just the sort of person that likes like showcasing people that wouldn't usually be super popular and giving them something to do, just so they get to be in the narrative. And I feel like Polaris is kind of already in the narrative. I feel like Cannonball and Sunspot also. I wouldn't vote for anyone that I did not know or hadn't like spent a lot of time with because again, zero like emotional attachment. I don't particularly like Boom Boom. Feel like she has got more growth to do before she can become an X-Men. So yeah, I think that's my rationale for voting for Armor, but I think that she would come in. I'm gonna guess she would come in on like at 4th place.
Yeah, I think like at the time I was actually like heavily debating Banshee. Banshee was one of the X-Men, and he's one of the. He was introduced, I think, in like early Stan Lee era, but was one of on the initial Chris Claremont X-Men team, but hasn't really like done a lot since then. Like just hasn't really recently like been like a big like factor in a lot of X-Men teams. So I always thought that like it'd be kind of cool for him to get the other spotlight. Forge has plenty to do in X-Force, but yeah, and then like the others is just like not like a. Just...
I'm kind of surprised that they would put Forge in the menu here because it would mean such a big shakeup for a number of series to have Forge like meaningfully join the X-Men.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I kind of agree with you about Armor. I think Armor would be a solid pick here. I if I could go back and we had this discussion, and I think I would actually be convinced to go Armor here.
Yeah, and we do know a little bit of the behind-the-scenes stuff going on here, but it only really comes from Leah Williams and a couple other of the writers' Twitter accounts at the time, because this really did kind of explode on Twitter and social media, especially Twitter, where people were using, hashtag X-Men vote all weekend long. There were actually a good amount of people that thought this was a vote to decide X-Men for the movies, as if they were coming to the MCU.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so people got confused on that one.
Yeah.
But so Leah Williams did share a little bit more of how this worked. So it was an internal decision by each writing team to let fans vote, and each writing team offered up certain characters, even ones on teams, knowing that they could be taken away just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
So, Leah Williams was like, yes, I do like Polaris in X Factor, but let's see where she goes. Maybe people like her or something.
Offering up, I am guessing Vita offered up Boom Boom then, and that's kind of funny. Just like, yeah.
I also think so, which is great.
Offering Boom Boom after she's not been in any issue for like forever.
Yeah. It's also
throwing scraps.
It's just like, yeah, you could have Boom Boom.
And go for it.
God.
So we're not going to talk about who won, because we're going to see who won later on. But I want to share one image of a halfway point. So...
So what? In what way was this revealed? Like the results of the vote?
So
did people have to wait until an issue released, or
yes.
was it like announced online?
Yes, they had to wait until the issue came out where they showed off the winner. However, people were able to figure out who won early on, because the way comics work is they do solicits for upcoming comics and they show you the cover. Yeah. And people were able to deduce who won by seeing who was on the cover of the X-Men. Yeah. So
okay, well, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but Marvel was having a lot of fun with it on their Twitter account. I did find a article that says that they did some fake smear campaign stuff, but I've never been able to confirm if it was really from Twitter or not. So I'm not going to post that one just yet. But they did make this really good image here, giving you the halfway update from our best news reporter, Mr. Glob. So here is the halfway point.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I will post this image on social media as well. It is Glob with a photoshopped tie, glasses, and a marker, saying who will win the X-Men vote with the current projections that they have gotten.
Yeah.
Yeah. Polaris is in a very clear lead with 22.2% of the vote, followed by Banshee and Sunspot, with Marrow, Cannonball, and Strong Guy in last place.
Yeah, Forge, Armor, and Boom Boom and Tempo seem to all kind of be around like the 7 to 9%, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Polaris has a very big lead at the moment, but this is halfway, and this did take off pretty hard. You could only vote once when you went to the site. It kind of tracked if you were there or not. And I did actually pull up the website. It is just marvel.com/X-Men vote. However, if you go there, it is not this one. I guess a little spoiler, they're going to do this again. So that link gets reused in the future. However, the Wayback Machine did catalog it. So if you go back there, you can find this version of it, which is basically this page here at the end of the comic with all the portraits, and then a text box where you could select who to vote.
Yeah.
I was about to say earlier that this reminded me a lot of like the Splatfests in a Splatoon,
Yes.
where you get like to vote. And then you posted this picture, which is just the halfway update you get in-game by the like idol duo that shows how things are going.
Mhm.
And it's also like a TV news pastiche.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's just what they're doing. It's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Everybody knew what the vibe was going to be and how much fun it was, and everybody was just like, yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so just a fun vote. Again, first fan vote, which was really, really cool. But we will see who wins this vote later. It is going to be a bit of a time on the podcast until we get there, but we will see who wins eventually.
Yeah, I believe it was a pretty long time on the actual issues till we got there too, so.
It was, because it was when Gary Duggan was going to take over in July, and this is January.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was they did need time to write it and then, draw it and get everything ready, so.
Yeah, I was about to say, that implies a lot of logistics, even when the decision is made. Like, you do have to plan around it.
Yeah. And you could potentially have somebody leaving a book that they're in. So,
yeah.
This
is fun. I'm gonna guess it's either Polaris, just because she has such a lead, or Sunspot, because I could see like the Sunspot gang.
Yeah, the Sunspot rally.
At these numbers and and catching up. Banshee has no chance with those numbers. I'm sorry, but Sunspot gang, I believe in them if they wanted to make it happen.
Yeah, I also believe in the Sunspot gang. Banshee, his fans are kind of older, so they've already come out and vote. I don't think they've got anybody hiding in the wings.
Yeah, they're running on fumes at this point.
We say that like Polaris isn't from like the 60s.
I know. We say like she isn't also just as old.
Polaris was coming off a decent little fandom here because the recent thing with that character was she was in the Fox show The Gifted, which I think might have been canceled around this time. So yeah, the fan base did exist in like actual visual media here.
Hey, you know what? If you watched The Gifted, please send us an email at studyofx@gmail.com so Tim knows that he's not alone. And someone else did watch that.
That show apparently had a fan base. I never interacted with them, but yeah, they existed. It was on Fox, so people did watch it. But anyway, do we want to go into Marauders?
Yes, let us jump into Marauders number 17, The Winds of Change. This also released in January of 2021 and is still written by Gary Duggan. And we're kind of going to cut back into the past a little bit here as Emma looks into Lockheed's mind to see who tried to kill him. This seems to be perhaps one of the original times that she found out that Shaw did this, because she's immediately going to go into action.
Yeah. She telepathically contacts Callisto and says, like, find the Black Bishop, and we might kill him.
Yeah.
And, Shinobi Shaw's sitting here at the Green Lagoon having a drink with Christian.
Mm-hmm. I do like how there are different artist interpretations of the Green Lagoon. Sometimes it's open, sometimes it's far more of a tiki bar with, like, bamboo walls and everything. It's really fun.
Yeah.
So
it could be really big. It just has different areas.
This is also true. I would imagine they need a huge bar for all of the mutants there.
Yeah. But yeah, we're just having a discussion. Seems like a business discussion. Callisto immediately finds them, says like he's here with your brother. Emma orders Shinobi to telepathically get up, and comes outside where Emma does a little mind scan on him, and Callisto gets out her stabbing knife, but Emma tells her to hold. He didn't know.
Yep. Different from her other knives.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Shinobi gets extremely lucky here that he didn't know what was going on because, oh boy, would he have gotten really murdered.
He was gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah. Emma was absolutely no holds barred. She had no doubts.
Yeah. But yeah, she says, okay, go back to my brother, be nice to him. We're good. And yeah, I'm kind of curious about this encounter here. They're kind of flirty.
Yeah, between Shinobi and Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also got that vibe as well. You know, it might just be Christian because I'm pretty sure he did that with Iceman also.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I got those vibes too.
But yeah, so yeah, Shinobi's in the clear. We're good to go.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna jump to the present as Storm is sitting up here on a beautiful cliff edge, just watching the vista on Krakoa, as Callisto has climbed her way all the way to the top to speak to her, since apparently Storm has been very distant since the whole X of Swords thing.
Yeah, and the first line Callisto says is, "Have you told them you're leaving?"
Yeah. She's very perceptive.
Yeah. Callisto has somehow already picked up that Storm is going to leave the team. And yeah, we also get here, and I don't know if it's been mentioned yet. I almost didn't realize this. Callisto has been depowered this entire time.
It might have been mentioned very briefly when she first came in, but yes, she does not have her powers.
Yeah.
So Storm, you know, as the environment reacts to her mood, it begins to rain here on this normally sunny day. And, you know, Storm says that she still wants to tell them herself, and Callisto's like, hey, you know, do what you want to do, but I wanted to ask you, ever since I lost my powers because of Wanda Maximoff, I want them back. I will do anything to get them back. Will you join me in the Crucible?
Yeah, and Storm doesn't really want to do that, and just wants to know why she's the one being asked here.
Yeah, and we get something interesting. If you forgot what the Crucible was, that was the fighting pit that Apocalypse started, where somebody who was depowered and had lost their powers for whatever reason could come and fight him for their right to be resurrected. Instead of committing suicide or finding some other way to die, they could, quote-unquote, die with honor in a fight, basically.
Yeah.
But now Apocalypse is gone.
Yeah. So there's no default option here, so you gotta go find somebody.
Yeah, which is a huge thing to ask of someone. You know, Storm suggests, what about Wolverine? And Callisto's like, well, I like knives, I don't like being stabbed. There's a difference. But from what we know of Storm, you know, even in herself, as she was struggling in the giant-sized X-Men, where she was dying, but she did not want to go through the resurrection protocols unless she had to. She's not big on the whole having to kill somebody thing.
Yeah.
So she declines Callisto, and Callisto's parting words are, do you remember how far you were willing to go to become whole?
Yeah, and if you did not listen to our X-Men 97 coverage, there is an arc that's very similar there to kind of what happened to Storm in the actual comics, where she lost her power, where she was depowered for a very long time. And yeah, it's something that like pretty deeply affects mutants, and is something that's like pretty deeply affecting Callisto. But yeah, we jump from that into a data page here. The white, the white and the black and the Hellfire Club are swapping what they're doing.
Yep.
Yep.
Specifically, the Black King is now serving the legal countries, while the White is handling the black market. But Kate and her crew get to stay as they are. Pirates are fun.
Yeah.
Also, meet on the secret island in this place in Greece that I don't know how to pronounce.
Yeah, we're going to the Mycans.
Yes.
But yeah, Sebastian has lost his black market privileges. He gets to just deal with the world straight up now. But yeah, we're here, and there's a flying pirate ship in the background.
Woo, it's cool.
What's up with that?
Didn't the Marauders have something like that briefly? Or am I mixing two stories?
I think that was an Excalibur run.
Was that in Excalibur?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think that was
man.
when. Yeah, I think that was when they like went to like the weird alt future with the alternate Captain Britons.
Then I'm not sure. Well, wait. Wasn't the White King's ship able to take the form of anything?
Yeah, it might be that.
Because I remember there was a plot line where they got those anti-mutant guys, but they made them believe that they had been abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
Did something like that. I don't know. It's a flying ship. It's cool.
But yeah, we're wheeling Sebastian onto this island here with this nice old lighthouse keeper who we saw in that giant size Magneto issue.
Mm-hmm. Yep, back on this very cool island. He does ask that perhaps he can have some of that really nice, fancy whiskey that apparently mutants can make now. And Emma's like, yeah, sure, here you go. But she's very specifically doing this to rub Sebastian's face in it, as she says... Oh, yes?
You know what? I think this is from where we know Tempo from. I think Tempo was the one that was aging the liquor.
Oh, man, I got so excited. I started joking. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because she was like, okay, whatever, Shaw. And she
Yeah, she's like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, yeah, okay, yeah. We have seen her, yes, very briefly. Yeah, but yeah, Emma just taunts Shaw a little bit. Sebastian is in shock by what he's seeing here. He's like, how did you do this? Like, oh yeah, Magneto helped me out. Apparently the Puffins don't know what to think of it either. Yeah, we get we get the little Sentinel Tower thing we saw back in Giant Size Magneto with Bishop, Christian, and Shinobi. All the bishops just standing in front of this. Yeah, cool little page.
Did we lose Chucks again?
Did my mic cut out?
It did cut out there for a bit.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
You're back.
Okay, that's weird.
Yep. You're saying giant-sized X-Men Magneto.
Oh yeah, it's the giant-sized Magneto. We saw this constructed in that giant-sized Magneto issue, the Sentinel Tower here, with the 3 bishops, with Bishop, Christian, and Shinobi just posing in front of it. It's a cool little panel.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And we get this interesting line here from Emma as she takes Shaw's flask and says, hey, Kate's gonna keep doing her thing. She's busy, she'll come here later. By the way, Shinobi, isn't it a little weird? You remind me of your dad's old rival, Harry Leland, who was also a member of the Hellfire Club. When he's resurrected, I'll have to introduce you to.
Yeah, he sacrificed himself.
Mm-hmm.
Against Kilrod or whatever it was Nimrod. I think it's very funny. But yeah, Jumbo and a chef are here. Saucier, I think is his name.
Oh, you cut out again.
Oh, that's not good. I wonder if it's like an internet issue. Hello?
Look, he just got so excited that Jumbo Carnation was here.
Can you hear me?
I am also excited by people with multiple arms.
Mm-hmm.
Is the mic back? Hello?
Okay, you're
back?
back.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, you're back.
All right. It's weird. It's like not picking up
yeah.
as loud as it has been. So I wonder if like my mic is like kind of dying on me.
It would explain a couple things.
All right.
Feels like that's been happening for like the past month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I might need to just grab another mic here. I don't know if this one's gonna hold up much longer. But yeah, let's just try to keep going a little bit. We'll push through.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saucier is our little 6-armed chef here with Jumbo. And yeah, we're here. We're having
here.
We're having a little conversation. Saucier is very upset that he has to serve human patients or humans for
Pallets.
dinner. Yeah, human pallets. There we
Yeah.
go. Just because they're not very refined. They're unsophisticated.
Mm-hmm. And Jumbo immediately jumps into, okay, Emma, how many costume changes do you want for this?
Yeah.
They're so excited.
Yeah. We're planning a gala. We're planning a thing.
And as Emma says here, which she's hinted at a couple times, this is our first state dinner.
Yeah.
So, more references to this upcoming Hellfire Gala that they've been talking about.
Meanwhile, in Madripoor, Kate's in a rowboat.
Not only that, but Madripoor is really not doing well. In fact,
No.
the top page here looks like it was taken out of pictures of the Hong Kong riots that had happened. I can't remember if they happened before this or not. Wait, what year did that happen? Was that 2020 or was that after?
2019?
Yeah, okay.
2019, okay.
And 2020.
Okay, then these are then a direct inspiration because you have people wearing, hoodies with the hood up. Some have construction hats on. They've got masks, umbrellas against riot police.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Kate is following Lockheed here as he flies over and back to the shack of the people that saved him initially when he was almost drowned. Thankfully, Kate is here at a good time because some of the armored riot police are here to try and shake down bribes out of people. She, phases one through her and he falls into the water, and the other one is very quickly scared off.
Yeah. And
very willing to comply.
Yeah, we're out of here. And Kate finds Lockheed's friends, who are very happy to see the dragon.
Yes, they missed him, and are also extremely happy to see the massive bag of money that Kate is giving them for saving Lockheed.
Yeah.
She just comes in with a purse full of bills.
Yeah, cash.
Like watts of bills.
Yeah, they're very happy about it. They say you didn't need to do it. She's like, it's a gift. You saved my dragon. We cool. And she's like, hey, what's going on with the cops? The weird riot police over there? And yeah, they're trying to raise Lowtown. They wanna gentrify it.
Yeah, and it's bad. The banksters took over, which, take a guess as to who the banksters are in Madripoor.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
this is the plot to the Emperor's New Groove, where the Emperor wants to build his hotel resort in the poorest people town.
Right on top of that hill there. Yeah.
Maybe the Hellfire Club kids are gonna actually become mutants, and then they'll learn, maybe we were all okay, and we shouldn't do this.
I just watched that movie the other day. It's funny.
It's a good
movie. It's a great movie. I agree.
It's a good one. But yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
cut to the
Crucible.
The Crucible.
Yeah, Silver Samurai has found himself a gig.
After getting turned down from X of Swords, he's decided to become the referee for the Execution Circle.
Yeah.
Wasn't he already? Who used to be the referee when we saw the Crucible before?
Maybe it was him.
I feel like it was him.
He did show up at some point because I remember he and Wolverine had a brief fight.
Yeah. But yeah, he's here. Apparently, here's the whole thing: is he asks hey, did you bring your friend? And if you say no, he's like, okay, I'll do it. So Silver Samurai is your default option here. But the Fenris have also stepped forward to volunteer. Have we met them before?
Yeah,
I think we've talked about them. Yeah, it's the Nazi twins.
Yeah, they are the Knights of the Black for Hellfire Club.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's where we saw them.
Yeah, we just haven't seen them ever since they got introduced, which is a good thing.
Yeah, but yeah, Callisto just is like, no, if they come down here, I'm going to kill them.
Yes, and when we say Nazis, we mean full on.
Yeah,
Nazis. They are Nazis.
Yeah. But yeah, Storm arrives. She's here. She says, do you need a blade? Storm's like, no, I'm good. And yeah, we have a little brief fight with a monologue kind of going on about the promise of Krakoa. Krakoa being kind of for all mutants.
Mm-hmm. And Storm, again, talking about, when Callisto asked, what would I do to become whole? I would do anything.
Yeah. And yeah, this is a pretty brief fight. Storm quickly disarms her and then punches her directly in the heart. channels lightning into it, and it's a very quick, merciful death.
Yeah. No, and
Yeah.
it's very well done. This is all you need. You don't need something drawn out. And Storm, it just holds her and cries as this storm raging around them picks up.
Yeah. And we get this a scene of Callisto down at the beach as Storm kind of monologues about like how is she doing, like she's experiencing this for the first time, and yeah, with her heightened senses, she's like finally taking in Krakoa in that state for the first time, and it is deeply affecting her.
Mm-hmm. And this is all built around Storm's monologue of how, change is what Krakoa is, and Storm has helped out with this. Things are steady. Kate's doing well. Callisto is restored. Perhaps now it's time for her to change also.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Crucible is such a weird thing to me. Like this ritual public show of people getting killed off so they can be resurrected again.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
It is gladiator combat, yes.
It's that, but it's even more so. It's a lot of ideas in my head, but like it's very emblematic of a very traumatized society here. Because mutants all over have always gone through a lot. They have witnessed each other die a lot. Many of them have themselves died. And for them, this is just kind of normal. But it becomes okay because now they can come back.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this before. Like, what this kind of inherently does is it pushes like a priority for like a warrior class.
Yeah. Yeah. They are pushing forward for somebody who can fight, who can, protect
or is
the island.
willing to step into a circle and die.
Yeah. Are you willing to die for who you are?
Yeah.
If you are, cool, you're one of us. If not, sucks, you're not anymore. I'm also surprised that they kept this going after Apocalypse left. Because it always kind of felt like this was a way to placate Apocalypse and his ideas, and they really just didn't know what else to do. But he left, and now people are keeping it going of their own volition.
We're just still doing it, and like again, you have a lot of mutants that were depowered, so it does make sense for there probably is still mutants that are like, I kind of want to do Crucible at some point. But yeah, it is crazy. I agree.
Yeah, I think they mentioned it briefly in one of the issues where they're like, well, what do we do with the depowered? We can't just let them go mass suicide. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
This was the quote-unquote practical thing, which I still don't think is the practical thing.
Yeah, I think the interesting bit for me is entirely understandable that the power people would want to be resurrected. But turning it into a spectacle is such a weird thing for me. And then there was that like national identity pride stuff associated with it when it was first introduced that I can see why Storm would have second thoughts of participating in it, even though she's able to offer a very human or charitable death.
Yeah, and, for Storm in particular, she's the one who is showing, people when they come back, doing the whole mutant chant. So she's not against the nationalism part of it. She's just against the murder part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
But hey, you know what? No more talk about national identity. Dolores is back.
Oh, our girl.
I'm so excited. So we have our data page from the X desk again. It's been a minute. She got invited to the Hellfire Gala.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people from the intelligence communities did. But yeah, she made the list.
Yay! I'm so happy she made the list.
But she also has things to note here because it looks like there's a lot of the Hellfire people are buying up a lot of places in Madripoor.
That's weird.
Yeah. We're buying up like vacant lots. We purchased a hospital. They got some air rights.
Yeah, but they're not doing it the normal way they do it, which is to hide between shell companies to obfuscate what they're doing. They're openly doing this.
They are flexing soft powers here. They are specifically making a statement to Verendi that, okay, we can play this game.
Mm-hmm. And we are going to see that play out in the next few pages. But also shout out to Dolores for when she told other people in the intelligence community and the war games boys that, like, hey, maybe this is we're going to go to the Hellfire Gala. And they're like, well, that's a great way for all the world leaders to die right in one place. And she's like, couldn't they just do that now anyway?
Yeah. But yeah, meanwhile, Verendi are sitting around playing cards, including this, what is her name? Madame Zhao is just playing cards with this group of children.
Yeah, Madame Zhao, the lady who put her husband in a secure bunker in one of their homes because he became one of those followers of X.
Yeah. Kate walks through a wall with the greeting, "Ahoy, Verendi."
I will never get bored of Kate just clipping through walls.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so good. And she's just so casual about it, too. Like, and later in 2 panels, she's standing in the bar pouring herself a drink.
Yeah.
But this is a very calm meeting, all things considered.
Yeah, she makes a drink. She's like, hey, can, you stop trying to buy up Lowtown? And they're like, no. And she's like, okay. And hands them an envelope. And they're like, did we get sued? And she's like, no, we got an invitation.
Dun, dun, dun. They sure got invited to that Hellfire Gala.
Yeah, they did.
Yep. That's it.
That's it. There's another plot point. We're building to this Hellfire Gala. People are getting invited. Storm seems to be leaving. Stuff is moving around.
Yeah.
Yep, finally got an issue this episode that connects to other things.
Yeah, it's a lot of standalone this week. I don't mind it, but yeah, it was
No, it's fine.
This is the one issue that felt like it was like we're setting up some building blocks here.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, next time we are heading back to New Mutants with New Mutants 15. We're doing Cable number 7 and Wolverine number 8. Our first time really seeing Cable and Wolverine, the solo issues at least, since X of Swords.
It is
been a while.
It's been a minute. And I'm going to have to look back and remember where we left off for both of them.
Yeah.
I think Wolverine was still vampire stuff.
It could have been.
I'm expecting Cable to be continuation of X of Swords. Feels like he had a lot of going on there.
I also feel like he does, especially with his sword.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our issue this week.
Yeah. So if you made it this far, thank you for listening. This is a longer episode, that's for sure. But we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, could you leave us a review on your favorite podcasting app of choice? That would be great. It helps us get out there and find more people to listen along with us and enjoy this Krakoan era of mutant comics. If you would like to follow this podcast on any social media to see what our reading order is, any tidbits that we post during the podcast, such as that image that I found of Glob giving us the halfway point of the X-Men vote, you can follow us on Study of X. That'll be on Twitter, also known as X, on Tumblr, and on Blue Sky. All of them are Study of X. And if you want to send us a joke, a nice message, who you voted for in the first X-Men vote, you can send it to studyofx@gmail.com, and we might just read it here on the podcast. Also, especially if you watch that one Fox show, Tim would really like to know because he watches all of them, and I'm a little worried about him.
Yes, you should be.
And if you are looking for us individually, you can find me at Sawneeks, that is SAWNEEKS, on Blue Sky. I mostly post painting there. I've gotten into Warhammer, and it is a problem, but I've been having a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it. And if you are looking for Sergio, to give him his invitation to the Hellfire Gala, where can they find you, Sergio?
I'm at the bottom of a trench, deep into the ocean.
Okay. Are the fish down there bothering you?
No, they're cool.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
They're chilling.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, well, if you see Namor, just kind of don't make eye contact. He gets really upset.
Okay, I'll take that into account.
Okay. And then, Tim, if they are looking for you to know more about various different Marvel Fox shows, where can they find you to learn more about them?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking to my banker.
Oh.
Yeah, pennies on the dollar, baby! Alright.
Oh, okay, alright. Well, I'm glad you're taking the galactic bankruptcy crisis well. Maybe with all that money, you can fund another season of Legion.
Yeah, maybe. Could do that.
Alright, everyone. Well, thank you for listening. And until next time, later, mutants.
Bye.
Bye.